Welcome back to the Culinary Bridge. I'm your host, Maya. Today we are moving away from the frantic pace of the modern news cycle to talk about something that grounds us, the kitchen. Specifically, the quiet, disciplined, and deeply rewarding world of Japanese home cooking. And to help us understand the soul behind these dishes, I'm joined by a master of the craft, Chef Izumi. Welcome, Chef.
Thank you, Maya. It is a pleasure to be here. You know, in Japan, we have a phrase, Itadakimasu. It is not just bon appetit, it is an act of gratitude to the ingredients, the earth, and the person who prepared the meal.
That's beautiful. I think many of our listeners feel that food has become just another task to check off their list, something they run on empty while consuming. How do we move from just feeding ourselves to actually cooking with intention?
It begins with Shun. This is the concept of seasonality, eating ingredients at their absolute peak. When you use what is in season, you don't need to do much to make it delicious. You are just highlighting the flavor that nature already provided. That feels like such a relief. It's not about needing 12 expensive products or a professional kitchen. It's about simplicity. But for someone with a busy life, where do they even start? Start with Dashi. It is the foundation of almost everything, a simple broth made from kombu and katsuobushi. It takes 10 minutes, but it changes the entire texture of your soup or sauce. It is the calm in the middle of a busy meal.
I love that idea of a foundation. It's like what we talk about on this podcast regarding routines, having that one reliable element that keeps you steady. Chef, how do you handle the frantic energy in a kitchen? Even professionals must have days where they feel scattered.
Of course. When I feel frazzled, when the orders are coming in and the mind has too many tabs open, I pause. I sharpen my knife. The sound of the stone against the metal, it is very grounding. It brings you back to the present. If you're rushing, you would cut yourself. If you are present, the knife becomes an extension of your hand.
That's such a powerful metaphor for life. If we move too fast, we get hurt. If we move with intention, we find flow.
Exactly. Japanese cooking is not about transformation in the sense of a grand show. It is about precision and respect. Even something as simple as a perfectly sliced cucumber or a bowl of steamed rice, if you do it with full attention, it becomes something special.
It's interesting. Looking at a traditional bento box, there is such a sense of order. Everything has a place. It feels like emotional support in food form.
It is. It is a way of saying, I care about my day. When you pack your lunch with care, you are setting a boundary for your own peace. You're not going to grab something frantic at the store. You're going to eat something that you prepared for yourself.
I think that's the takeaway for our listeners today. A better life doesn't start with a dramatic change, like becoming a Michelin star chef overnight. It starts with the intention you put into your next meal.
Well said, Maya. Start small. Perhaps just learn to cook your rice perfectly this week. That is a victory.
Chef Izumi, thank you for bringing so much clarity to our kitchen table today. And to our listeners, next time you are standing in your kitchen, don't just go through the motions. Take a breath, sharpen your focus, and enjoy the process.